Hi, this is Matthew Clucas, and this is a skills demonstration 3 where I'm taking a UML class diagram and turning it into a Java class. So I'm going to start by going and creating a new Java project. I'm going to call the project student because that's the task we have at the moment. Um, so yeah, so we now have our project, and in our project I'm going to create a new class and call it student. Oh, I'm going to make a main method. It's not needed, but it's just to test if my code is working or not. So, so I'm going to delete that comment, and I'm going to just send my main method near the bottom, just so I have some room to work on. So I have my code, and I'm gonna start by going through my variables. My first thing I'm gonna do is type private because there's a minus. A minus indicates private. Private int ID, and next there's private string name. Names or name. There's private. I keep doing that. Capitalization, but string address. And then there's private string course. And all these are variables for our student. Oops, I missed a semicolon. So it's all the different data types I'm gonna need. So I have a string, an int, a double, and I'm gonna need one more, which is a boolean. So I have now I have my variables, and each of these are global because I've declared them in my class straight away. They're not declared in the method. So I'm going to now start on my methods, and first one up is public because it's a plus instead of a minus. It's my constructor, so it's gonna have the same name as my class, and it's gonna have some parameters where it's gonna have int I, string n, string a, and string c. And then I'm going to have to put in some brackets for. And basically, all I want to do is turn these local variables of t, n, a, and c. I want to store these values into my global variables of ID, name, address, and course. So I'm going to do that simply by that's just a mistake. It's supposed to be in die. There, yeah. Name, address is equal to a, semicolon, and course is equal to c, because code reads right to left, so it's I is equal to ID instead of ID is equal to I as we normally read it. So that's my constructor done, and that's basically going to be the building block. It's going to build my object. After that, I'm going to go through my other methods, which, like, next up on the list is my get ID method, which is it's public again because it has a plus. It's and it wants the we're returning ID, which is the data type int. So we're gonna have to return an int and get ID. So uh, and then we have an error at the moment because it wants us to get an int and we haven't returned. Oh, that's if I could spell return ID. So we return an int. That's all it is. And next up we have public get name, which is the same deal but with a string. So, it's actually a shortcut with Eclipse. So oh my, and I can add any of my string global variables on the top, which can save you time if you want to. But that's get name done. Next up is public string get course, which is I like having my brackets down below where my method starts, because it's easier to keep track of them. And I'm gonna have to return course, and next up is returning my grade. So it's public again, because again we have a plus. It's a double because returning that data type, and it's get name because methods go in camel case, so it's a lowercase here, and then an uppercase if it's further on. Usually it's lowercase if it's just one word. So we're going to public and return. Great. From there we have the method change name. So it's gonna be public, and it's gonna be void this time because we're not returning a data type. We're changing an existing variable basically. It's gonna be public change name, and this one's gonna have parameters this time. So I'm gonna have string C, and then I'm gonna have my brackets. It's gonna be basically, I want to be able to change the variable name with whatever C is. So C is currently a local variable which will be trashed when I'm done with it. But if I store it in name, it will be a global variable. It will save. So I'm gonna have name is equal to C, because code read backwards, C is equal to name basically. So that's a change name method, and from there we're gonna have the next method, which is set grade. So this one's actually gonna be a bit more advanced than the other ones. It's gonna be public, it's gonna be void again because I'm not returning a data type. And this one setting a grade, so it's gonna be a double that I'm either in the parameters, and I'm just gonna call it double G, and so I'm gonna have my brackets, and in this one it's gonna have grade is equal to G. So G is equal to grade. Again, it's the same as my name variable again, but I'm gonna have to have an if statement in here to do with whether the grade passing the course because if I set a grade and I use that grade to determine if the student passes or fails, so I'm going to stick an if statement in, and it's going to be if G is less than 40, then I'm going to have my brackets, pass is equal to false, and then I have an else, because I can't just say if they get below but change to false. I'm gonna have to have if or an else where pass is equal to true. So I'm gonna have to have true, if I can spell right, and I'm just gonna do it this way. So that one's that one, that one's the if statement one, and that's the else if, and then set grade different each of them. Or did I do it on? I think I have one too many. Construct. Oh, I'm supposed. There we are. It was just a simple set bracket problem. Basically, I moved the bracket down and didn't end my if statement, because if and else are two different statements. So that's that method done, and that's all. And now there's the last method, which is my public void, because I'm not returning the data type print. It's not gonna have parameters, and basically this one is gonna operate on. If I can do this, this is cool. Oh, it worked! I'm mad. I'm a magician. So since I'm gonna do it in the order I've had it. So it's ID is and then /t, which is for tab, and then I'm gonna have and then I have a space, and then I'm gonna have plus ID. So that's my first statement. I'm actually going to copy that and paste it like 5 more times, because it's quicker than right now. ID system.out.println 5 times, and change it to name, and then change that to name. I'm gonna change that to address, and that to address, and basically I'm just gonna have lining up my quotes and my variables, so that they are in line. Oh, actually, they're not supposed to be print lines, because I want them all to run alongside each other up until the last one. So a print line basically prints on a line and then drops it down one, whereas these will all print alongside each other, which is kind of what I want at the moment. So because they'll all run horizontally and it instead of vertically, and that's what I want at the moment. Course, and then I'm gonna have grade, and whether if they pass or not. I'm actually gonna have it as pass, and change that to as a question, because I know why am I doing it that way. I'm just gonna have it the same, pass and pass. Okay, so I have my that's my methods done. That's what I have to do, but I don't know if these are work. What happened here? My my cursor's gone all over the place. But I had get my get course. I had my get to my get grade. Don't know how that changed to get name. Who knows? But I have my methods done. That's all I really need to do. But I have no way of knowing if these methods work or not. So I'm gonna go down to my main menu, and I'm gonna use the slow painstaking of the arrow keys because I can't see my mouse at the moment. It's a problem with Active Presenter, but I can work through it. And basically, what I'm gonna do is create a new variable. I'm just gonna call it student A because I should. A is a horrible name, but it will work for now. New student, and then I'm gonna have to enter the variables of my constructor earlier. So I'm gonna have to have it as and in that order. So int I. So I'm gonna have an int, a string for my name, a string for my address, and a string for my course. So I'm gonna have to put it in as that way. So I'm gonna have my ID as 1234, my name as Harry Blogs, my address as 7 Main Road. Oh, not 7 Main Road, Blackrock, and I'm gonna have my course as computer science. So, and now, and end the method. So now I've just constructed I've used my constructor and my methods to construct a new variable called A, and A is just gonna be what I use to test basically. So I'm gonna system out, and I'm gonna have them print what I have as system that out, and I'm gonna have the method get name just to check if this works or not. Cause I'm calling. I know. Why am I doing it that way? I'm gonna have it look at the variable. It makes more sense. And I'm gonna have is I should have quotes there. Name is and plus name. Now I have a problem, and I'm gonna go check that out if I can. Can't change name to static. Basically it should work because I'm changing name to name. I know it should work without that. That's just because I'm only using this method once. Or it should be a.name, I think. Yeah, there we are. Cause I should have had it that way because we're looking at to test A instead of some other variable I could have in the future. In this case, my variable is actually an object, but that's a whole different story. This is just checking. This is just testing at the moment. So I'm gonna also check if I can go a.set grade, and it gives me an option. I'm gonna set it as 60 because it's a double. I need to set it as a double. And then a dot print. So, and now I'm gonna save this and see how it runs. So as we can see, Oh, I'm thinking I have a problem here at the moment, huh? It's taking the names as null at the moment. Yeah. So like it should pick up it should be picking up my values from should be picking up my values from my constructor and put them in as I've entered them. Hang on. I could there is a problem here because it also ran the ID ran, so there's something up there. I have a problem somewhere. So usually it should have ran my constructor ran first. Then name is ran after my system.print. So I wonder where the problem is, and I'm gonna try and find this problem. Because there's all this point of writing the code. I have to check. I have to find where something went wrong. So I don't know if it's because I named it something different or because I'm gonna check this. Okay, I'm gonna actually just come to these two for the moment and just see if this runs at the moment. So I'm gonna save it again so I can run it and try and see what the problem is. See, it's running everything at the moment. So there must be a problem with it's also I don't have also it's not picking up ID first. Like it should have ID. Huh. Is because I have multiple things. I don't know if because I have Harry blogged, it's trying to pick up Harry, then go blogs. I'm just gonna put Harry at the moment. I'm gonna just put BlackRock because I think it's trying to pick up the spaces, and I think I'm gonna just put in science at the moment and see how that works because I'm pretty sure there's a problem there. I think that might have been my problem because no, still no. And I don't think there's anything wrong with my methods. I think there's just I think it's with my constructor at the moment. Because honestly, it should pick up on I'm gonna turn down my ID maybe my ID is too high. I'm just gonna check a lot of the things. Name is Harry gets printed, but it's also I'm gonna put a space in here just because that looks so. It's system that out of print lining my the basics of my thing. I'm gonna check if this works again. And see if this works because I don't know what this not. Maybe it's because Mine isn't even running now. ID is 12. ID is 12. So it's system not printing just ID at the moment. And it should be printing all of them, if you get me. So something is up. System not print. System not out the print line. System not out the print. I don't know where it's getting a problem. I don't know what. I'm gonna keep checking this because the code is over and you can see there's no errors, but it's a syntax error, I'm pretty sure, which are harder to find than simply the other ones. So I have my 10. I'm gonna have to have. I'm gonna move this around actually. So I'm gonna take that, move it down, because that's simply repeating what I have there. See the way it's running. It's running ID and then it's running that one. So it's running print, stopping at the end of ID, taking, and then running system that out the print line. My name. So if I get rid of that and just see what happens here. It's now running along. So it's gone ID. ID is 12. Then it's gonna. I'm gonna actually put just some. So it's having. Oh God, what's that? So I have my ID. It's having it gets my name. It doesn't get my address at the moment, so I'm gonna try and fix that. I think it's just a problem with system that out of print is having at the moment, because so I'm gonna check that again, because it seems like there's a problem with something. I just can't seem to find it at the moment. I could seem to have printed the same thing, so I don't know if it's not my constructor that's running. That's changing my values that I've assigned from in there into my other parts. So like I have it set so it's ID, first name, address and course, so it should be able to run through ID, name, address, course, and that's what my print is doing. It's going ID, name, address, course, and then I'm having grade and pass. So it should run in theory. I just don't know where the problem is stemming from at the moment. It's not get ID. It's get name, get course, get grade, change name, set grade. It's all running. I'm actually going to check. That's exactly what I have from my UML. I just don't know what the problem is at the moment with my with my main method. I don't know if it's trying to. I think it's a problem with system dot print line or just the print. So I'm gonna just check if they all run. If I can set it to. If I set them all to system dot print line, because the over looks nice going horizontally, and you're gonna have them all going vertically just to see if they all run. It's really hard to click places because my cursor is not working. So right now it gets my ID. I don't know why it's running in such a way that it's just. It's almost like when I'm constructing it, it's calling the print method, but it's not. Honestly, I can't find the problem at the moment. Is there a possibility? P. Honestly, I don't. I'm actually just gonna see if I can get rid of some things. This is just I'm setting my grade. This is I'm getting a new. I'm making a new object stored on the local variable A, which is constructed with 12 for my ID, Harry for my name, BlackRock for my address, and Science for my course. So it should be running. I just don't know where it's wrong. And honestly, right now, I cannot find where I've gone wrong. But and I don't know what it is. Like I have done it on a test and it was working fine, and then I don't know what it is.
This is your print method is full of these little guys here, you see?
So I found my problem, and it was such a. I didn't realize it because when I made my you know the way I copy and pasted the whole line of my system not out, I copied each of the end bits, and I should have one there and there. I don't know how that's a problem. And I have all of these. So I had basically it running 6 commands basically instead of one continuous command, and that was my problem. So it should work now if I save it and run it now. Yep, see, there we go, it's all working now. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you.